If you're a real estate investor and are wondering how to raise and leverage private money to make more profit on every deal, then you're in the right place. On Raising Private Money, we'll speak with new and seasoned investors to dissect their deals and extract the best tips and strategies to help you get the money, because the money comes first. Now here's your host, Jay Connor.
Listen to conversations in person. You can use my scripts, or you can, be so enthused about what you got going on, you just can't help yourself from talking about it. Step one, make your list. Step two, and by the way, I'm giving you all a 30,000-foot view of these 5 steps right now. At the live event, October 23, 24, and 25, we drill way down on these steps at the live event. So step one, make your list. Number two, talk to people from that list. And step number 3 is another way to start conversations. Step number 3 is another way to what I call get the word out as to what you have to offer on automatic. So step number 3 is using the 16-minute audio that we call stress-free investing. I have recorded this audio for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of our members of our private money community. And in fact, I think I just saw somebody type in the chat when we started out that they had sent in their script for the 16-minute audio. So Chaffee, I'll come back up to you. Tell people what is the 16-minute audio? What's the purpose of it? And how can we use it, or how can they use it to where you're not running around town trying to, talk to 100 people, but you can actually use this audio as an attractor factor without having to chase?
So Jay, this is what I love about your system, and let me say that again, system. And I have a little phrase, and some of you have heard it. If you don't know what system stands for, it stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. Right? Save yourself time, energy, and money. And this 16-minute audio that you have is exactly that. It's a tool that you've put together that will save people a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of money, because it does the talking for them. And more than that, it does what we call pique interest, right? So it piques somebody's interest. So it gives them just enough about this world of private lending that they get interested and excited. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see newer networkers make is doing what we call puking on people, which is blah, 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 and they tell the whole story and there's no more interest, right? And so by following your system, and again, this 5-step process is what sets you apart from everybody else. And I've worked with other private money gurus and teachers, and I've attended 3 or 4 different, boot camps and trainings on private money, and no one does it like you do, Jay, right? You broke it down to 5 simple steps, and all you got to do is follow these 5 steps and, make your list, have a simple conversation. Number 3 is give them the 16-minute audio, which will pique their interest and get them more excited about what's next. And it will also prevent you from spilling too much of the beans and overselling and disinteresting, or getting them disinterested in what you have to say and what you do. And so, after you ask that qualifying question, do they have any money not earning them a safe, high rate of return safely and securely? If they say yes, then you go into, I got this great audio that I know you would love, right? And that's where you share that audio. And then you let them listen to that audio, right? You let them listen to it, and you follow up and say, hey, what do you think of that audio? And that will move them on to the next step. Only before we get there, again, your goal is to get that audio out to as many people as possible that say yes to the qualifying question. So, make your list, have the conversation, ask that question, and get that audio out to as many people as you can. And that's the system, right? And you let them, right, decide if they're interested or not by them listening to that audio.
Yes. So the question is, if you all have not heard the audio, or how do you get the audio, or how do you find out as to how I can actually record it for you? Well, it is part of the package of the Private Money Success System. So for those of you that have the Private Money Success System, I'll record the audio for you. The script is in there. If you don't have the Private Money Success System, at the live event, October 23, 24, and 25, we actually have samples there at the event that we play. You can hear how that works. So again, this third step, the important part to understand is it keeps you from, I mean, it's a time saver. It's leveraging time. You can email it to people. You can text it. And as part of the private money success system, we actually print up 1,000 business cards and have a QR code for you, your own personal QR code, to when you hand out your business card, people can just look, take a picture of that QR code and then go listen to the 16-minute audio to attract or pique interest. So then step number 4, go ahead, Chavy.
Jay, I want to say 2 more things about this audio. First of all, you've done this audio. I mean, we have this audio to like thousands of your students, right? I mean, you've recorded it hundreds of times and we know it works, right? And so, and we've had students in the past that say, 16 minutes is too long. I'm going to edit this audio. and so they edit the audio to make it shorter or whatever, and come to find out that they're not able to raise private money, or they don't. So if you don't have Jay's audio, I highly recommend you get it. Otherwise, you're going to spend what Jay did, which was years and a lot of time and effort to record your own 16 or make your own to see what works or not. And we know that your audio works, right? So definitely, if you don't have it, I highly recommend you get it. And the second thing is that, the key here is that if you're new to private lending, or you're new to this world of private lending and you don't know what to say or how to say it, that's the beauty of this audio. You don't have to know, right? So 1, anybody can make a list. 2, anybody can have a conversation and ask that simple question. And then 3, this audio will tell them what they need to know about private lending and lead them to step number 4, which will tell them even more. Only you don't really have to know. So it's great when somebody says, "Oh, tell me more about this." All you have to say is, "Great, you know what? I got this great audio that will explain this to you. Just listen to the audio." I don't want to mess it up or screw it up for you. I don't want to, tell you something that's not right for you. So, take a listen to the audio and let me know what you think. And that's all you got to do. And so that, what do I say? How do I say it? Well, this audio does it for you. It speaks for you in a way and in a manner that we know works.
Perfect. So that's step number 3. Now, step number 4, if you're taking notes, is now you're going to teach the program. You're going to teach the private lending program. All right. Now, notice we're teaching the program. Now, notice how this is in sequential order. You had a conversation with somebody in step number 2, or you shared the audio in step number 3, and now they've responded to say, "Hey, I want to learn more." Well, if they want to learn more, what's the next step of what them to learn is the program. We see the private lending program it's your program. I say just duplicate mine. It seems to work pretty good. So the program is what you teach. Now, if you're in one of our higher level memberships, then you get my PowerPoints and et cetera that you can use, et cetera. You actually see examples of all these presentations at the live event. But if you don't know what the program is to teach, then Crystal, where can they get the program easily enough? I think that somebody might have written a book that actually shares the program, right?
That's correct. Jay's kind enough to, and this is Jay, which I think you really just need to, this is hard for me to conceptualize because most trainers and coaches and so forth do not give you all the information. All of the information is in Jay's book. He outlines it for you and gives you every detail of his program.
So if you don't have my book, and by the way, it's not an ebook, it's like a real book. I mean, the United States Postal Service is still in business, right? So Ashley, if you'll put in the chat, here's where you can order my book and I'll autograph it for you. And the program, the private lending program for you to teach is in the book. Just duplicate it. It's go to jconner.com/book. And we'll ship it out to you. We actually ship it out 3-day priority through United States Postal Service. And so in the book, and of course, when I say teach the program, you can teach the program one-on-one. You can teach it at private lender luncheons. At the live event coming up in October, we've got a whole session where we teach how to have successful private lender luncheons. I've raised $969,000 at one private lender luncheon I mean, it takes the same amount of time to teach the program. And you'll see me teaching the program. And you'll see Crystal teaching the program. You'll see the program being taught more than once at the live event to where you can start, getting it in your brain. That's step number 4. Bear in mind, you are not pitching a deal. I've never pitched a deal. You are teaching the program either one-on-one or in a group format to a new potential private lender that you've got on your list that you made in step number 1. So now we're teaching the program. When you get to the end of the program, you don't even have to ask them if they're interested. They're going to tell you, right? And I tell you, if they're listening to your program, they are interested, or they wouldn't even be listening. So that's step number 4, teach the program, right? Yes, Tim, my book is now available as an audio book as well on Audible. So you can get the book there as well. Step number 5, where did Kara go? There she is. Step number 5, Kara. Step number 1, make your list. Number 2, talk to people, right? Have a conversation. Number 3, you got the audio. Number 4, you're teaching the program. And step number 5 is to put you on the spot.
I'm like, oh, great. They tell you how much they want to. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
How much they got to work with.
How much they want to pledge, and you shake hands and you say, okay, I'm going to go find a deal and we'll be in touch as soon as I do. And you get their money to work as soon as you can. And they're happy and you're happy. And yeah, everyone.
And so, of course, also in that step number 5, they're going to let you know if their funds, if you don't already know, are retirement funds. So if they have got retirement funds that they want to be your private lender, then at that point, you're going to introduce them to a self-directed IRA company, that you would recommend. And then that company, that company will work with them on getting their funds transferred over, getting their account funded, and now they can, start funding deals. And the really cool way about this is very, very sequentially put in order. The very cool thing about it is that you're not having a deal that you're pitching while you're teaching the program. And then if they're using retirement funds particularly, and they've moved those funds over to a self-directed IRA company, they are counting on you to put their money to work. And so this is why we don't have to pitch a deal. When they've got a deal ready for us to fund, we call them up with the good news phone call, the great news phone call, and we don't ask them if they want to fund the deal. Of course they want to fund the deal. We're not going to bring a deal to them to fund that doesn't meet the criteria of the program that you taught them in step number 4, and particularly if they have moved their funds over to the self-directed IRA company, they are counting on you to put their money to work, for goodness sakes. You're like ethically bound now to put their money to work because they moved their money over, at your recommendation. And so at the upcoming live event, October 23, 24, and 25, I'll actually be teaching the script to what we call the good news phone call. Those are the 5 steps. Step 1, make your list. Now, again, this is a 30,000-foot view. We'll drill down on all this October 23, 24, 25. Make your list. Talk to people, casual conversation. 3, the audio. 4, teach the program. Well, you can't teach the program until you learn the program. So we're really going to be diving down on the live event for you to learn this program at the live event. And then step number 5, as Kara said, is a verbal pledge to tell you what they got to work with. So, Crystal, let's get caught up on the Q&A. And then Chaffee, we've been talking about this live event and everything. After we get caught up on Q&A, I'm going to turn it over to you to let everybody know how to get registered and why in the world they need to get there and clear their calendar.
Absolutely. So Robert asks, what is your best step for introvert people who don't really like talking to people, so they really don't socialize with a lot of people? Do they use the indirect, or how would they proceed? And then Debbie said that related to this, that they would like to know the answer to that question because they're also not a talker.
Well, I don't know anybody more qualified to answer that question than Erica Carmadell, because she will tell you when she first showed up at the live event and we started doing affirmations and raising hands, she wanted to run out the door because she thought we were a bunch of crazy people. And she wasn't accustomed when she first came to the live event of standing in front of people and talking and all that kind of stuff. So, Erica, what advice do you give to people that start out not being a talker to turn into a talker like you're now a talker?
First of all, I want to say that you just made my hands sweat just thinking about it. I am still by far an introvert, but what I would do is when we started, I did the indirect method and I used Facebook for the most part. Typically, if you're an introvert, well, I mean, this goes with along with anyone, but if you're an introvert, you're usually Facebook messaging, texting. So however you usually talk to people, just talk to them that way to get started. But the more you do it and the more you switch your mindset to, like Kara said, you're blessing people. When I realized how much it was helping people, it became more of like a duty to me than like, oh my goodness, I need to go and work to get this money.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing, Erica. Chaffee, talk about the live event.
Yeah, so a lot of you, again, know Jay as the private money authority, the guy that's going to teach you how to raise private money. And absolutely, he's going to do that and realize that that is just one piece of what he's going to teach you at this live event. And Jay is going to really show you how to do real estate from A to Z. So if you're serious about doing this business and doing it the Jay way, which is, 3-4 deals every single month with an average profit of, I think right now, $78,000 per deal.
82.
82. It's gone up. It keeps going up, Jay.
Well,
and,
the $160,000 profit on a condo 3 months ago messed up my average.
There you go. That's a good way to mess up your average. You need a few of those, more of those messing ups, right? And Jay's going to show you. He'll probably talk about that deal at the live event and show you exactly what he did and how he did it. And what's beautiful about this live event is that not only do you get to hear Jay teach you what to do, he's going to bring his team members out and let them tell you what they did in order for Jay to automate this whole thing for him. And so you'll meet his real estate attorney, you'll meet his real estate agent, his acquisitionist, his project manager, his team members that do this business for him. In addition to that, you'll also be able to meet his private lenders. And you'll get to ask them questions about how did Jay meet you and what convinced you to work, and eventually invest with Jay when he first met you. All those things, they're going to be at this live event. And I haven't seen anybody, any other trainer or mentor do this. One, some of them aren't even at their live event. They have some other trainer. Jay's going to be there all 3 days. And two, he's going to bring his entire team there. I'm going to be there. Crystal's going to be there. A lot of our Platinum Mastermind members are going to be there as well. We'd all love to get to meet you and not just meet you, really show you how to do this business in a way that you can be proud of. Show you how to do this business so that you can go out there and help people and change their lives. And really, as Karis opened this up with, is that you're going out there and blessing people and giving them higher rates of return and doing this business throughout the whole process of finding the right people to buy your properties, working with the right people to fix up your properties, finding the right people to work with to automate this business. And so helping the community and helping everyone around you and doing it so that you're proud of this business and making a lot of money while you're doing it. And when you come to this event, I promise you, you're going to feel something different when you arrive. You're going to feel something different than the other events that you may have attended, which is people really wanting to help other people in that room as well as outside of that room, going out there and doing this business the right way. So if you're serious about this business and you want to change your life and have this business support your passion, whether it's this business or some other business, then you got to make it to the live event.
So again, that URL is theprivatemoneyconference.com. That's in the chat. By the way, go to that website and scroll down to the end of the website, and you'll see a fantastic section of frequently asked questions about the event, about, if you're flying in, which airports you should come in, etc. Of course, if you don't see the answers to your question there under the FAQs, call us at the office, 252-808-2927. But I want to point out that FAQ down at the bottom. And in fact, there's some folks here on this live Zoom that you will see sharing their stories there at the live event page. So be sure and check that out. Again, that's only 6 weeks away. We're already halfway full, so don't miss out on that. So that's the live event. Crystal, I think we saw a few more questions come in, and then we'll call this a wrap.
Absolutely. So Tim asks, if you get real good at raising private money, do you have to be careful not to raise more private money than you can use? Is that a pipe dream, or do you actually know someone who raised too much private money to be able to use consistently?
That's a good question. I'll toss that one right on over there to Banjo. Banjo, y'all raise millions in private money just like the rest of us. You got a problem using it? How do you juggle it?
I really don't have a problem using it. It's kind of nuts if you think about it. If you would have told me 3-4 years ago that, hey, if I gave you $2.5 million in private money, would that be enough? And would you be able to keep it rolling? And I probably would be like, well, I only need like 400,000 and I'd be doing great. But yeah, it's not a problem. We roll it over fairly quickly, and we're using every bit of it.
And it is a fair question. Crystal, who asked that question in the chat?
Tim Maxey. Yeah.
So Tim, I'm glad you asked the question, and here's why. At the live event, I'm going to do an exercise and a session with you called How to Calculate Your Freedom Number. But within that session, I'm going to have you go through an exercise that will teach you exactly how much private money you need to raise within your first year in order to accomplish and do the number of deals that you want to do. It's based on the price points in your area. It's based on the average profit that you anticipate in your area. But that session right there alone, Tim, will give you a really, really good gauge as to how much private money you do want to raise that you're going to be able to use on a consistent basis. Excellent question. Crystal?
Yes. And the last question is at the live, this is from Michael H. At the live event, will they show how to use private money for long-term rentals?
Absolutely. I've got, I'm thinking of 145 Forest Line Drive, Newport, North Carolina right now. I bought this home 10 years ago, all private money. I still got the same rent-to-own buyers in there from 10 years ago, all funded with private money. So yes, the answer is yes. And then, Crystal, I think Gail had a question.
Yep. Is the event also recorded so after we attend, we can go back over the information?
Good question, Gail. So we have what's called regular admission. By the way, we didn't say it, Chappie. This event, regular ticket price is $2,997, which allows one person plus a guest. Because you are on this Zoom right now, you're getting to come for a measly $97. Not $2,997, but it's a $97 registration fee. But in answer to your question, Gail, when you go to the registration page, there's an option to upgrade to VIP if you want to. And if you upgrade to VIP, we're going to give you not a recording of the event you're attending because you're there, but better than that, we're going to give you a recording of another recent live event training, because every training is different. It's got its own nuances to it. So you'll be there live, but you'll also get on the VIP level a recording of a recent live event that we put on. So thank you for the question.
Hey, Jay, I also forgot to mention that you're finally bringing back something that went away because of COVID. So...
I'm so glad you brought it up. I mean, y'all, this is big. This is big. Tell it.
Oh. So again, I was telling you, Jay's not only going to teach you this business, he's going to give you real experience, real people that are doing it. And we're bringing back the live bus tour where we get to actually go out to Jay's properties and see exactly what he's doing to these properties or what he's done to these properties. And so you're going to get to actually be there, see it, feel it, ask questions. His project manager and his guys are going to be out there to answer questions. His designer is going to be there to tell you what design options she did and everything. And so I mean, you got to see exactly, you know, what Jay does and how he does it to get these huge profits on these properties. And so you definitely want to make it for that.
I'm so excited about this, y'all, because it's been 4.5 years, 4.5 years since we did actually in a bus. Since COVID, we have been having a virtual Zoom to where I've had the people out in the field Zooming on the jumbo screen, on the PowerPoint screen. But there's nothing like right there in person, walking around the houses. We're going to be going to houses that I haven't even started the renovation on yet, houses that we're in the midst of, and then those that were finished, so you can see the whole process. You're going to learn how to estimate repairs. I'll teach you how I found these houses. You'll see all the numbers. You'll see what I bought it for, how much private money I borrowed, the whole deal, so that you can go back and duplicate it. All right. Kathy, Crystal, Banjo, Erica, Kara, everybody that participated, God bless you. Lots of love coming your way. Look forward to seeing you at the live event. See y'all later. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Are you feeling inspired by the knowledge you gained in this episode? Then head over to jconner.com/moneyguide. That's jconner.com/moneyguide and download your free guide that shares 7 reasons why private money will skyrocket your real estate investing business right now. Again, that's jconner.com/moneyguide to get your free guide. We'll see you next time on Raising Private Money with Jay Conner.